Good day everyone. So we are the group 4. We will report about the chapter 4, the search for success. Next slide po. Yan. Yan. Website has been considered as the hub of the business or the company to the digital world. Ito rin yung place kung saan nakakapag-interact ang isang business sa kanilang prospect or potential customer and even serves as a virtual meeting place to do a business, yung website. However, sinasabi pong hindi enough when your business is not yet visible in online search or nahihirapan kang i-capture yung attention ng target market mo because it cannot find easily unless people have to learn about your site from somewhere else. Like ang na-mention dito, by word of mouth, through conventional advertising o yung traditional advertising that we know, branding channels, or by following a link, something, and etc. etc. So the main statement here, people need to be able to find your site. Kailangan mahanap ng or mabilis dapat mahanap ng isang user yung website mo in order to be recognized. And also, para mag-stand out ka rin sa competition. Kaya, natawag na online marketers holy grail ang search in the digital world. Pag sinabing holy grail, ito yung something that a group of people wants to achieve. So, syempre, kapag nasa digital world ka, gamitin mo na lahat ng possible na means mo. And the best example here is the search. Ayan. That's why along the way of this topic, we will find out how search is significant in the digital marketing of the business. Next slide po. Next naman. Search still a new kid on the block. For viewers in the cyberspace, Google became the search leader or the go-to search engine in the market, and continuously changing its search algorithm 500 to 600 times annually to refine and improve the user experience. Aside from that po, hindi lang nakafocus ang Google sa pag-improve sa user experience, but also it can be beneficial for business or website as this became their marketing vehicle to get their site appear in the search results. Kaya kapag may gusto tayong hanapin na site or brand, we usually tend to say, i-Google mo. Yun yung most popular search engine in the digital world. However, ano nga ba ang search engine? Ano bang role nito for both users and marketers? So, search engine means ito yung software o program kung saan nakakatulong ito para sa mga individual na mahanap nila yung desired information when they're looking online. Like yung nabanggit ko kanina, the most popular to it is the Google. Aside from that, meron din tayong Yahoo, Bing, Ask.com, Naver, and etc. So, ano bang role nito for users? For users, search engine acts as the filters for the wealth of information available on the internet. Kumbaga, sa pamamagitan ng power ng internet capability ng software program, mas napapabilis na mahanap ng isang user na ninanais nitong information only for a click. Habang naman sa mga marketer, search engine offers a unique opportunity to be recognized and get their products in front of their prospects at the moment they are looking for. Kaya napakalaking factor na matutunan na isang online marketer, the whole area of SEO and even the pay-per-click search advertising. And despite these are known before, it is still considered the new kid on the block, or say is still improving and challenging along the run since the search engine itself is continuously growing and evolving so quickly. Yun. Kaya siya natawag na still a new kid on the block. Dahil nga, sa pabago-bagong trends, social, internet trends, sa pabago-bagong um, sa pag-usbong ng mga website. So, kailangan din nilang search engine na mag-upgrade. And we should still, kailangan din natin makisabayan dun as a marketer. Yan. Next slide po. Next slide. Yan. Looking forward. As we look forward into the digital world, this shows that digital technology is not just reshaping the marketing, but also became an imperative. So, a must-have na for markets and society. Hindi lang dapat mag-i-innovate ang isang business pagkos kasama din dapat sa innovation nito is yung pag-transition ng isang marketer um, through having a digital approach to capture their target audience. Kaya napakalaking factor talaga ang pag-usbong o paglawig ng high-speed internet access kahit mabagal ang internet sa Pilipinas. Joke. So, yun. High-speed internet access, hindi lang sa bawat kabahayanan, pati na rin sa buong mundo. So, sinasabi dito, which is in fact talaga, totoo naman, it is fact, is a fact na this internet became so intertwined in our lives. So, nakakabit na yung internet sa buhay natin. Sinasabi na it is a must-have today. And even business, kung gusto mo na ano ba to? Makisabayan sa mga competitors mo, kailangan magkaroon ka na rin ng business online. Ayan. Whereas even the business today, yun nga, nasabanggit ko, revamp their communication channels to connect more people around the world. So, dahil din sa internet, nagagamit din ng business yung nagagamit din nila to para makipag-connect o ma-improve yung communication channels nila. Kung dati sa mga stores o yung mga tao ang mismo pumupunta sa mga store nila, physical stores. So, dito, dahil sa internet, mas na-improve o na mas napapalawak kung sino pa yung possible or potential customers nila. Pwedeng, hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas, but also around the world. Dahil nga, dahil sa internet, mas napapabilis yung access or communication. However, based sa reference, pinangangambahan na yung paglawig or the rise of social media and the word of mouth and the viral marketing can weaken the prominence of SEO and paid search advertising when people feel, pag mas na-feel nilang mga tao na mas na-access, much better yung pag-access ng sites directly than relying on search engine. But this may be just a theory. Still, the value of search engines everyday remain a cornerstone in the digital marketing. So, mahalaga pa rin na ma-establish ng isang business yung website nila sa search engine. As long as people still relying on seeing the effectiveness of search engines, still it has a significant role for businesses or brands to be recognized. Yun. Kailangan pa rin nating i-look forward yung benefits or the significance ng search, especially when internet so accessible today. Next slide po. Next naman. So, after ko ma-introduce yung search, let's talk about the search engines or the engines. But before that, let's define what is SEO. Kung ang search engine, ito yung software program ko saan mas nakakatulong to mapadali yung paghahanap ng isang user online ng mga information. Dito naman sa SEO, ito naman yung process kung saan nai-improve yung website ng isang business to increase its visibility online whenever people search for their products, their services they provided, and even their deep information related to their deep expertise or experience. So meaning yung SEO po has the role to or has the opportunity to help you become visible easily on search engines. Can be the first thing or second thing your prospects that would be find or click on the exact they are looking for something online. Aside from this po, dapat in SEO, hindi lang about search engines. So, hindi lang sa SEO, hindi lang um, it talks about search engine. Sinasabi rin po na based on my research, good SEO practices can improve the user experience and usability of the website. And lastly, SEO can put the website itself ahead of the competition. So in simple, search engine optimization or SEO is so important because it gives the um, the website owners a prime opportunity to put their product, services, or brand in front of a vast and ever-growing market of prospective customers at the precise time those customers are looking for them. So, along the way din po, malalaman natin kung paano ba nag-work ang search engine optimization and paano nakakatulong ito sa isang website na makita agad or ito yung unang makita agad ng prospect mo. Kung napapansin natin kapag nag-type tayo ng keyword sa search bar, ang dami na agad ng mga possible links or related ads or website doon sa sinearch mong keyword. So, paano ba yun? Paano ba sila napunta doon? So, that's how we will find out later. Yan. Next slide po. How do search engine work? So, here in this statement, sa slide na to, it explained here that before ang isang business na i-optimize, so, syempre, hindi mo na agad-agad ma-optimize ang website mo kung hindi ka pa naman nakakagawa o nakakapag sa online sa search engine, hindi ka pa nakakapag-apply o nakakapag submit ng links mo or ng website mo doon in order to may mahabang process pa yan. So, it explained here that before ang isang business na i-optimize ang website niyo online, a business or the marketer himself or herself should know first the goal and how the search engines think. So, kailangan muna malaman ng isang online marketer kung paano ba yung pasikot-sikot or ano ba ang mission or goal ng search engines. Yan. Next slide po. Yan. How do search engine work? So, under nun, ano muna ang mission ng search engine? The main mission of search engine is to serve as the vital bridge. Ito yung nagsisilbing tunay between the businesses and their target audience, making it easier for companies to share the message and products with the world. So, to do this, they sift through billions of pages on the internet. Pag sinabing, sift or filter out nila through billions of pages on the internet and present the most pertinent, kung ano yung pinaka-relevant na information in an organized manner. Likewise, this enables the search engines to provide the users with the most relevant results to their search queries. However, in our perspective, akala lang natin as an internet user na kapag may sinearch tayo online, like sa Google, in a span of seconds, numerous results na agad ang lumalabas sa page in front of our phones or computers. Papansin natin, 500 or million plus yon in a span of 28 seconds, like ganon, or 0.28 milliseconds, ganon. But behind that, search engine has to do detailed information gathering and such meticulous process to deliver this accurate, relevant, high-quality search results. So, dito na papasok yung scoring the web. Meaning, search engines have to score or crawl the billions of pages out there using their bots or robots or also known as the spiders, to score the information. Yon, nabanggit po dito sa slide. Then, once a page has been crawled by a spider, the SEO, the search engine, will try to understand and categorize the content of the right words so it can appear for relevant searches. Lastly, search results are ranked based on the number of factors like the keyword density, the speed, and also the links, which then helps the website itself rank possibly on the search or the search engine results page. So, after knowing, alam na natin kung paano ba ang behind the scenes this search engine. So, yun. Let's move on naman how to optimize your site for the engine. So, ready na. Alam mo na yung mission, alam mo na yung behind the scenes. So, paano ba ma-optimize yung site mo sa search engine? So, yun po. Next reporter.
Good day everyone, I'm Rose Vic Magno and I'm going to tackle about optimizing your site for the engines. So according to leading UK-based SEO expert Jason Duke of Strange Logic, there are no real secrets in SEO. The web is a very open place, he says. If a site is riding high in the search engine listings, then you can, with enough persistence, get to see why it ranks so well. Replicate it and you can join them. It really is as simple as that. So, first of all, yung SEO or Search Engine Optimization, isa siyang set of technical and content practices aimed at aligning a website page so it can be easily found, crawled, indexed, and surfaced for relevant queries. So, ginagawa or ginagamit yung SEO para madaling mahanap ng mga users kung ano man yung sinesearch nila or hinahanap nila sa isang page. And nabanggit dyan yung web open place. And it means if ever na gusto mong gumawa ng sariling web page, you can search a site that highly known or it ranks so well. You can evaluate, replicate, and of course, improve it para mas maging better pa yung page sa pinaggayahan mo. So, next po. So, under optimizing your site for the engines, we have here make your site easy to crawl. So, if you are looking to attract search engine traffic, the last thing you want to do is make it difficult for search engines to index your website. Make sure your site design doesn't present unnecessary obstacles to search engine spiders. So, it means mas maganda if yung web page na gagawin mo is simple lang and hindi siya masyadong mag-graphs and more on text. So, meron ditong mga website feature. These website features are bad for the SEO. Number one is all-flash website, JavaScript navigation, frames, image map and other non-text navigation, dynamically generated pages, and Ajax-generated text. So, yung mga website po na nabanggit dyan is it is not SEO friendly. Hindi po siya advisable na gamitin because it can hurt your SEO or search engine optimization. Katulad po sa JavaScript navigation, kumbaga code po kasi siya na ginagamit bago ma-search yung pinakang isa-search nyo. Hindi siya directly mag-enter ka lang ng word and then mapupunta na siya dun sa sinesearch mo. Mahaba pang process, kinakailangan pa ng code bago mo ma-search kung ano man yung hinahanap mo sa isang web page. And yung frames naman, ito yung pag-open mo ng isang link, marami pang ibang link na included sa iisa lang na page. Kumbaga mapupunta ka sa iba't ibang page and hindi siya recommendable sa mga users na gamitin kasi it takes time pa. Example, kapag nag-search tayo ng global warming, yun yung main topic na sinesearch natin. Pag open natin sa isang web page na nakita natin included din yung global warming, pag open natin ng page na yon, hindi pa natin mismo makikita yung pinakang meaning ng global warming. May mga suggested links pa sila na kailangan mo pang pindutin para lang makita kung ano ba talaga yung meaning ng global warming. Next, we have here the image map and other non-text navigation. So, visuals naman sila. Mga visuals sila na kadalasang ginagamit para sana mapaganda yung isang web page. But, sometimes turns into difficulties in tracking the page. Next is yung dynamically generated pages. Sa dynamically generated pages naman, example nito, once na-visit mo yung isang link, hihingi sila ng data or ng info such as your locations, age, something like that. And if continuous yung paggamit mo dun sa link na yon, mas specific pa yung data na hinihingi nila such as your name, ano ba yung na-search mo sa kanila before, something like that. And so, those website po na nabanggit, ayun nga, bad siya for SEO. Hindi siya advisable gamitin because it is not SEO friendly. Nagdudulot po siya ng difficulties in searching and hindi madaling matrack ng crawler or yung search engine spiders, yung mga sinesearch ng users. So, yung nabanggit dyan, yung search engine spider. So, isa siyang also known as web crawler or internet bot. Sila yung mga nakakapaghanap ng kung ano man yung hinahanap natin sa internet. So, kumbaga sila yung program that is used to automatically discover and scan website by following links from one page to another. So, example nito, 'di ba, kapag may link na isinend sa atin, pag pinindot natin yung link, automatic mapupunta tayo dun sa page na nandun sa link. So, yung process behind the link and the page, meron siyang internet bot or search engine spiders. So, words are the key to unlocking the power of search. So, the key to effective SEO is knowing what people looking for your product, services, or information are typing into that little box on the search engine homepage. Choose effective keywords, analyze the competition. So, dapat, sinasabi lang dyan na dapat naka-indicate dun sa page yung mga most important words na pwedeng magamit in searching. So, example, di ba, kapag nagsisearch tayo sa Google, kapag nag-type tayo one word pa lang, madami ng suggested words na lalabas dun sa Google. And kapag ganun daw po yung yung isang web page, it means effective yung web page na yun. So under niya is choose effective keywords and analyze the competition. So dapat alam mo yung target audience mo and kung ano ba yung possible keywords na pwede nilang i-search. And of course, dapat related siya to what you are selling or offering or promoting. And yung analyze the competition naman, you can get group of people, then brainstorming, observe what are the keywords to use or to put in a website. So, in this slide, I have my initial keyword list, now what? So, in that slide, basically, pinapaliwanag lang po dyan na hindi kailangan ilagay lahat ng keywords na nasa list mo. Of course, kinakailangan mo pa rin i-evaluate o piliin kung ano man yung best keywords for your website. So, included dyan yung long tail versus short tail keywords. So, sa long tail keywords, mga phrase siya that is generally made from 3 to 5 words. Kumbaga, mas specific. Usually, ginagamit siya kapag yung users, ang ginagamit niyang way of searching is voice search. For example, you are looking for a pizza. In long tail keywords, kailangan mong gamitin yung Greenwich pizza na words. It composed of 2 words para mas maging specific yung lumabas dun sa webpage na pinagsasearchan mo. If ever na-search mo yung Greenwich pizza, of course, lalabas lang dun yung mga pizza or flavor ng pizza na included sa brand ng Greenwich. Unlike sa short tail keywords, yung short tail keywords, mas popular and broad yung result na lalabas. High search volume siya and prone sa competition unlike sa long tail. Kung sa long tail, yung example is Greenwich pizza, dito naman sa short tail is one word pizza lang. So, kapag sinearch mo yung pizza, hindi lang flavors or hindi lang maraming flavors ng pizza yung lalabas, marami ring brands. So, hindi siya specific unlike sa long tail. So, next slide po. So, optimizing your site for the engine, under pa rin niya yung sa focus on one page at a time. So, meaning, tapusin muna yung isang page or content before proceeding to another. Kasi kapag yung search engine, nagpo-provide siya sa users ng result, hindi naman buong page yung pinapakita niya. It depends on the needs of the user. But still, make every page useful, but one at a time. So, next po.
We need to choose our title carefully. So, first of all, we need to choose our title carefully kasi yung title mismo yung magpapakilala sang website mo ng website mo sa mga customer mo. So it is play a very crucial role for the success of your website. Kasi nga paano nga naman magkakaroon ng isang website, or paano nga naman malalaman ng mga customer mo or ng mga tao kung para saan ba yung website mo kung wala tong title. So dapat sabi rin dito, dapat yung title mo is related syempre sa website or sa product na in-offer mo na nasa website mo. So dapat yung title itself is related sa product mo. So dapat pag nakita ng mga customer mo yung title mo, is alam na nila agad kung para saan ba yung website mo or kung para saan yung product na in-offer mo sa kanila. Reason why title is important. So first, because nirarank siya ng search engine. Yung mga so nirarank yung mga content or yung mga main content niya, and kung para saan ba siya, para if ever na may mag-search na related about sa title or about sa title ng website mo, is madali makikita ng mga customer. And second, kaya importante yung title is madali siya matandaan, 'di ba? So kasi dapat yung yung title mo is madaling matandaan ng mga customer mo, para if ever na pwede nilang mabalik-balikan. And syempre kapag natanim na, or kapag naalalan or kapag natandaan na ng mga customer mo yung product or yung title ng website mo, madali na lang to para sa kanila na para mag-avail or para mag-stay na matagal sa website mo. So dapat sa title is dapat medyo catchy siya para madali siya matandaan ng mga customers o audience na makakapunta sa website mo. So dito naman po tayo sa give each page a unique meta description. So yung unique meta description kasi is yung nag-i-inform or nagbibigay ng interest sa isang customer kung about saan yung website nyo. So dito kasi dito yung yung unique meta description kasi yung kadalasan na summary or nag-summarize sa website nyo. So it is important to have a unique meta description, no? Lalo na kung yung customer is ayaw or hindi gaanong binabasa lahat ng nakalagay sa website nyo. Nowadays, meta description become less influential kasi mas na-prioritize na yung content quality, yung user experience, and iba pa. Pero it is important pa din naman kasi kasi dito sa unique meta description is nagpro-provide pa rin siya ng information about sa website nyo. So content kasi alit na lahat like visual elements, flashy graphics, animation, video, or etc. So kaya importante siya kasi sa isang website, yung content yung mismong bumubuo. 'Di ba? Kasi nga hindi ka makakabuo ng website kung wala kang content. Kasi nga sa content andito na lahat ng information, lahat ng video, and lahat ng gustong makita ng customer para about sa website or sa product na in-offer mo. So kadalasan kasi kapag maganda yung quality ng pagkakagawa mo ng content mo, kadalasan yung mga customer o audience is tumatagal sa website mo. And through this, pwede mong mawin yung trust nila para ever is may influensya mo sila na para bumili or mag-avail ng product or services na in-offer mo. And kapag din kasi maganda yung quality ng website mo, pwedeng balik-balikan to ng other customer o audience para mas mahikayat pa sila or pwede nila ito ma-recommend sa iba nilang kakilala kasi nga natuwa sila at nagain mo yung trust nila sa pamamagitan ng content mo. So content and search engines. So content and search engines have interdependent relationship. So sa search engine kasi siya yung nag-determine on how web pages should rank in search result. And content is a significant factor in this ranking process. So nakadepende kasi sa content kung saan siya i-rank ng search engine. So kapag maganda yung content or high quality yung content, possible na ma-rank siya ng search engine sa top or sa pinakamadaling makita para sa mga customer and audience na naghahanap ng related about sa website and sa product na in-offer mo. So what is the purpose of keywords in content? So keywords will help to attract people, lalo na yung mga tao na ayaw basahin yung lahat about sa website mo. And also keyword helps search engine through ranking. So nakatulong din yung keywords para sa search engine para mas madaling makita ng mga customer mo yung website mo. And also, malaki din yung matutulong nito sa website mo because it also signifies the main idea about the main idea about the topic or about sa mga nakapaloob sa website mo. So, dapat i-make sure lang natin sa keyword or phrase na gagamitin sa content natin is andun yung title tag and yung URL para mas mabilis makita ng mga customers. Links second only to content. So the critical importance of links is securing a high page ranking is one of the few things that has universal consensus in the world of SEO or search engine optimization. So popular opinion maintains that nothing is more important than high quality inbound links from authority website in achieving high ranking in search engine result. So why are links so important? So search engine need to determine two things when they attempt to fulfill the user's search request. So they need to decide which pages in their index are relevant to the user's query, and then they need to rank those pages in terms of quality and importance. Ano po nagkakaroon or nagkaka-challenges yung mga search engine or tatawag na or nagkakaroon sila ng search engine algorithm kasi nga hindi nababasa or hindi naiintindihan ng mismo engine yung mga content na the way kung paano naiintindihan siya ng mga tao or ng mga audience or ng mga customers mo. Role of internal and external links. So, internal links and external links are both important boosting and ranking individual pages within your site. So, when we say external links, ito yung mga links na outside ng website. And yung internal links naman, ito yung mga links na nagre-reside on the same page or on the same website. So getting a good link. So there are huge number of ways that you can encourage people to link to your site, but building quality natural links isn't easy. So sabi lang dito, merong kang possible na tao na pwedeng mag-link sa site mo, pero yung pag-build ng quality na natural links mo is hindi ganun kadali. So first of all, kailangan mo muna or nakadepende yung pag-build ng natural links mo sa pag-create ng high quality content. And bukod doon, kailangan mo rin mag-build ng reputation for excellence para mas ma-acknowledge ng other people yung link sa site mo. So link building tips. So number 1, generate truly valuable content that other site will want to link to. So this is one way unsolicited links are by far from the most valuable kind. So search engine loves them and see them as a genuine endorsement of the site by another. So let people know your site is out there. So dito naman, people can only link to you if kung alam nila na andun yung link mo. So promote your site in every opportunity para mas makilala pa ng tao and para mas dumami pa yung mag-link sa website mo. Create your own blog is a link building tool. So dito is pwede mong mas ma-promote pa ng mas maayos yung link or yung website mo. Network. Dito naman pwede mong magamit yung contacts mo both online and offline para ma-promote yung site and para ma-encourage mo yung mga tao na mag-link sa site mo. Ask the people who link to your competitors to link to you. So use Yahoo Site Explorer to find out who's linking to your main competition for you to be able to search keywords. Encourage links within contents and with descriptive anchor text. So yung link within the context is mas preferable siya kaysa sa mga link na nasa list. Kasi bukod sa mas madali ito makita, it's valuable pa sa SEO and users experience strategy. And also, encouraging links within context is mas ma-enhance yung website SEO and mas mai-improve yung overall users experience mo by providing valuable resource and reference. So it's a win-win strategy para sa users and search engines. Submit your site to high-quality directories. So these links will help both search engine spiders as leading directories are considered. So authority site by the major search engine links from this site will help you to boost your ranking. So use link bait. So ginagamit din yung link as a bait para maka-attract ng ibang natural links na galing sa ibang website. So yung pinaka-idea nito is to create a content that valuable or content that has a high quality. So link bait is So link baiting is a long-term strategy. So yung pinakakilang para dito is ang paggawa ng high quality content para nga ma-attract yung ibang link na galing sa mga iba't ibang website. Upper swamp link with select few relevant quality site. So ito yung kadalasan na tinatawag na reciprocal links. Pero hindi sila ganoon ka-useful sa SEO value o sa search engine optimization value. So they can still be useful effectively in moderation, but they can still have some value in approach cautiously, and it's focused to building the relationship within the other website. So submitting your site URL and sitemap. So submitting your site URL, strictly speaking, isn't necessary anymore. So if you followed the advice above and have managed to secure some inbound links, it won't be long before the spiders find you. So submitting your site URL and sitemap is to ensure that your website pages are indexed or nakalist siya and mag-appear sa search engine result. So regularly you need to update your sitemap when you are add or remove pages from your website to keep search engine to inform about your content. Creating a sitemap won't do anything to up your page's rankings, but it will provide additional information that can help search engines to crawl your site more effectively. So start all over again. So now you have site optimized. It's time to sit back and start reaping the rewards, right? Unfortunately not. The ever-changing nature of the search environment means that there is no magic bullet in SEO. So kung inaakala mo na yung pag na-optimize na yung site mo ay dito na natatapos yung lahat, pero hindi pa rito natatapos. Kasi as time goes by, need mo ng pagbabago or updates para sa website mo. Natin humanap ng perfect blend ng targeted keywords para sa business na ino-offer mo sa mismong website mo. So you have to attract incoming links. Then you have to measure, monitor, and refine continuously. So tweaking and tuning your optimization effort based on changing condition in the marketplace, the search engine, and your customers.
Naman po, advertising on search engines. So after digging deeper how search engines work, and how it will help to optimize the business website online, the next thing to know naman is the advertising itself on the search engine. Maybe we are familiar or we already heard the PPC or the pay-per-click search advertising or SEM, the search engine marketing, from the previous discussions. But to discuss it further, let's talk about it. So yon. Next slide. Yan. What is pay-per-click or PPC search engine advertising? PPC here is usually nakikita nating advertisements above the organic listings sa mga SERP or yung mga kiniklik nating website na may label na sponsored. Kung napapansin nyo po, ito po yung small obstructive text na nakikita natin online na may nakalagay na may link dito or may website dito and sa baba nun may nakalagay na sponsored. Meaning, ito yung mga example ng PPC search engine advertising. Just to make it clear para sa mga users that these are pay-per-click ads, and not part of search engine organic listing. Pag sinabing organic listing, ito yung walang sponsored na label, at ito yung mga unpaid listing that appear on the SERP, user results page, that possibly this listing can be relevant to the search query of the user, and etc. And dito sa PPC, the main method here is that the marketer plays their ads on search engine results page and babayaran ni marketer si search engine sa kada click or engagement na magkakaroon ng advertisement na yun. That's why it called pay-per-click search engine advertising. So, magbabayad lang ang isang marketer kapag once niya yung pinost na link na yun or website, na ads na yun is pinindot or kinlik na isang potential customer at nag-direct ito sa kanilang main website. So, let's talk about it more. Paano ba nag-work ang PPC search advertising work? PPC search advertising. So dito naman, napapansin nyo sa slide na to sa may kanan. Yon. How does paid search advertising work? So let's focus how PPC advertising works on search engine. PPC, ito yung kung napansin, ulitin ko lang, ito yung mga ads na nakita natin once we viewed the relevant results online. Usually, nasa unahan ito or nasa itaas ng mga organic listings or unpaid links or sites. Then, when a potential customer searches, kapag may search yung potential customer mo ng target keyword and this ad appears in its placement since it was labeled as sponsored at mas madaling ma-recognize ng potential customer lalo na kung unang-una nilang makita yon ads na yon sa nilagay nilang targeted keyword. Once it appears and this customer clicks this ad and automatic na redirected to sa main website page ng business. And this is where the PPC works. The marketers have to pay the search engine for every click and visit to the website done by the potential customer. Yun. So, in PPC advertising, this requires the business to commit. So, syempre, 'di ba, ang PPC nagwo-work lang kapag pinindot ni potential customer yung posted na ads mo sa search engine. So, as a marketer, kailangan isa sa mga requirement talaga is kailangan na mag-commit not just a budget but to also create an ads or campaign and investing in relevant words. So, yun talaga yung pinaka-importante dito. The more relevant it is, so kapag the more na mas close yung keyword na hinahanap, ginamit mong keyword sa hinahanap na information ng user, the higher the chance or number of clicks and eventually the higher the profit you can earn. But here sa PPC, hindi agad-agad nakakaisip ang isang marketing team ng mga relevant keywords that will aid them to recognize their ad campaign. PPC keywords here are too precious to the point na they need to be using an auction style system. So, kung akala lang natin nakapag-post na agad ang isang marketer ng ads nila ng PPC search advertising nila sa mga search engine and nakita na agad the user or ng internet user or potential customer yung link na yun or yung ads na yun at na-click nila, wala, yan na. No. Dito sa PPC, may paunahan din sila kung paano ma-recognize yung ad campaign nila and also paunahan din sila na mapapansin ng potential customer sa search engine. So, ang first option nila is through keywords, bidding of keywords to help secure the ad placement at the top search results. So, yun. This is commonly used in Google AdWords. Yun. Usually, di ko na po ma-explain yung Google AdWords. Complex na po. But that's commonly used sa Google AdWords. Aside from this, na nagbibid sila ng keyword o nagkakaroon ng bidding sa keywords ng mga businesses o ng mga marketers placing their ad campaigns, nagkakaroon din isa rin sa PPC systems ay yung quality quotient. Quality quotient rather. Yan. Quality quotient in their ad placement rankings, meaning this tests the overall quality of the ad. The higher the quality score, the better the ad is considered by the search engine. When we say better ads, ito yung mga ads na mas relevant and mas helpful. Pag mas relevant and mas helpful or mas marami yung nagkiklik dun sa ads mo, meaning mas popular or mas marami yung visitors mo, then it was labeled as the better ad o tumataas din yung quality ng ads mo. Then, ma-achieve mo rin yung better position in the search engine search engine results page. Yun. That's how the PPC advertising works. Pwede through auction style system, pagbibid ng PPC keywords, or by quality quotient. Yun. Next slide po. Next slide would be why use paid search marketing. Yan. First, yun, it can generate traffic while you're waiting for your SEO to kick in. Diba kanina it was discussed that SEO helps to optimize the visibility of the website on the search engine of choice. Ayon sa reference of researches, matagal pa bago ang isang bagong website ang makakuha ng top spot results or have the first page of organic search results sa SEO. While here sa PPC ads, you are strategically targeting the types of consumers who are most likely to be interested in the brand or business, meaning this is much better to bring immediate traffic to the site, and highly targeted ads means the better chance of prospect conversion. So, sinasabi ng PPC ads daw or PPC search marketing is much more better kaysa si SEO. But, sa tingin ko, benefit naman ng isang marketer to. Pero mas matagal nga lang search engine optimization. Second reasons why to use is PPC ads can get your site in front of your audience almost immediately since nga, pwede ka mag-post ng ads mo and it can be labeled as sponsored and yun na, mas nakakainganyo pag nakalagay na sponsored para sa mga internet user. Like, project nito mas nakakatiwa-tiwala naman yung site na yun. Third, highly targeted ads means a better chance of conversion. So, dito sa PPC, highly targeted ads yung pinopost mo since bukod sa related siya sa keywords, naglalagay ka ng keywords in order to easily find your ads or your website, hindi ka pa magagastos ng malaki since you are paying based on the engagement of your ads. Lastly, an incredibly effective way to advertise as a marketer has only paid the search engine when a potential customer clicks on the ads and taken to the site. Otherwise, kung hindi naman yun nga, pag hindi pa nakiklik, so the marketer do not have to pay. Yun. That's the reasons why the marketer must use the PPC search marketing. Next slide po. Yun. These are the sum of the specific benefits of PPC advertising. Meron tayong 5. The full financial control, the full editorial control, testing, tracking, and tweaking on the fly, improving your reach, and transcending the boundaries of the SERPs. So, ang una po dito is yung full financial control. Like nabanggit ko nga kanina, dito sa PPC advertising, you are just paying the engagement of that ads na pinost sa search engine. So, dito sa PPC, walang minimum na budget or minimum na i-spend na isang business sa pagbayad dito sa online advertising to. Wala rin based na the marketer has the full financial control in setting their monthly maximum budgets. Yun. And yun. Next naman is yung full editorial control. Aside from having the full financial control, meron ding authority or control ang isang marketer dito sa PPC ads in terms kung ano lang yung kung anong title gagamitin nila sa ads na yon, anong keywords na gagamitin nila in order to recognize their ads or their site, and also their URL. So, very personalized. Yeah. Next naman, testing, tracking, and tweaking on the fly. Or in other words, this pertains to the PPC tracking. Dito din sa PPC, meron ding real-time analytics. Yan. Meron ding evaluation ng performance ng pay-per-click marketing campaigns mo. So, malalaman mo dito kung nagme-make sense ba yung nailaan mong budget dito sa advertisement nito. Kung may nakikita ka bang growth o business growth dito sa advertising nito. So, dito search engine can provide the analytics and the evaluation of your advertisement. Next, improving your reach. By having more specific long-tail keywords or keywords specifically, it can yield the targeted audience. Therefore, a high value of traffic to dive into the website of the business. So, dito sa PPC, pinopromote dito or hinikayat dito na gumamit ng specific keywords or very yung mas familiar, mas madaling mahanap or madalas na ginagamit ng mga user. Lastly is yung transcending the boundaries of the search. So dito sa PPC, you can get to select whether you want your ads to appear only on the search engine's own site. Pwedeng sa search engine, on-site lang ng search engine, or pwede rin mo i-advertise on affiliate sites or even on specific affiliate sites of your choosing. So yun. Next slide po. Next slide. Sounds great. So how do I get started? In PPC advertising? Choose your keywords wisely. Optimize your ads, converting clicks into customers, and measure everything and test. So that's the 4 important steps in getting PPC advertising. However, what are the downsides? The biggest one is that the bigger businesses are starting to wake up to the potential of the search marketing. However, there are still plenty of opportunities out there to reap real dividends from long-tail keywords. So, the key thing to remember is that you have to pay for every click, whether or not you convert. So, it's important to keep track of the metrics and make sure you're getting value from your investment. Yun lang yung downsides. Thank you.
So next topic is all about black hat or the darker side of search. Generally referred to as white hat SEO, these techniques are seen as legitimate optimization of a site to align it with the needs of the site visitor and simultaneously make the site content accessible and easy to index by the search engines. So may tinatawag na white hats. Ito yung mga kumbaga legal or accessible and easy to index by the search engines. So of course, if may white hat, meron ding black hat or the darker side of search. Yung the darker side of search naman, practice siya of going against search engine guidelines to manipulate SERPs or search engine results page. So, illegal siya, kumbaga. And ginagawa siya or yung purpose niya is to increase a site or page ranks in search engines through means that violate the search engine's terms of service. So, next slide po. So, in this slide, they have some common black hat SEO techniques. So, it includes keyword stuffing, cloaking, invisible text, doorway page, spam page, selling links to help ranking, and buying expired domain. So, sa keyword stuffing, ito yung, this is a repeating keywords over and over again on a given web page. So for example, you are looking for the importance of internet. The word importance is repeatedly used. Kapag ka nag-search tayo ng importance of internet and may lumabas doon, di ba, i-click natin yung link or yung web page na yon. And kapag open natin ng link na yon, yung word na importance, repeatedly used siya. So kumbaga, nakakalito para sa users kung ano ba talaga yung useful na importance ng hinahanap natin. Next is yung cloaking. Yung header or title is iba sa pinakang content. Example naman, if you are looking for the purpose of search engine optimization, so lalabas yung mga possible websites. Then, pag pinindot mo yung isang website that uses or practicing cloaking, iba yung pinakang content niya. Kumbaga, clickbait lang. Iba yung title dun sa content kapag ka nakapunta na talaga tayo dun sa web page. Next yung is invisible text. So, sa invisible text naman, may nasa-search yung engine, may result, pero hindi natin clearly nakikita. Kumbaga, kailangan mo pa i-scroll or hanapin kung ano ba talaga yung result dun sa hinanap mo. Next is yung doorway page. So, yung doorway page, ito yung website na maraming links or nag-automatic siyang mapunta sa iba't ibang links once na pindutin mo. Kahit di naman siya related dun sa sinesearch mo. Kumbaga, nare-redirect tayo sa mga unuseful links. Next is yung spam page. Ito naman yung page na puro ads. Kumbaga wala siyang meaningful content. Nagkikreate ng money yung webmaster every time na may pipindot dun sa link na ginawa niya. Example nito, gumagamit tayo ng mga, or nagsisearch tayo sa Google ng mga lessons and bigla-bigla na lang mapupunta sa Shopee or Lazada. So, once na nangyari yon, yung webmaster nakakapag-create sila ng money. Next is selling links to help ranking. So, yung selling links to help ranking, pagbebenta siya ng website na may mataas na rank, and that is against sa guidelines ng Google or ng mga web page, websites, or search engines. So, lastly is buying expired domain. Ito yung mga page or links na in demand before but nag-expired na. Hindi na siya advisable gamitin, of course, kasi nga nag-expired na siya and hindi na ni-renew ng webmaster. So, next slide po. Next slide is all about the negative SEO. Under pa rin siya ng black hat, the darker side of search. So, yung difference lang nila, yung black hat, controllable siya or choice siya ng webmaster na gawin. Pero yung negative SEO, uncontrollable siya or part na talaga siya ng web ecosystem. So we have here the sum of the negative SEO tactics that could have a negative impact on a site's rankings include but are far from limited to. So meron tayong DOS and 404 errors, redirection, link bomb, duplicate content, and block social bookmarking. So sa DOS and 404 errors, ito yung denial of service. 404 pages can hurt SEO if they impact important pages with traffic or backlinks or if they result from poor website management. So, yung 404 errors, nangyayari siya kapag yung isang page maraming nag-a-access or yung mga users sabay-sabay na ginagamit yung web page na yon. So, next is the redirection. So, almost same siya sa diniscuss ko kanina about spam page. It can also give your website virus since it is prone in redirecting your page to website that is not legally made. Next is link bomb. So link bomb is a practice of causing a website to rank highly in web search engine results for irrelevant, unrelated, or off-topic search terms by linking heavily. Second to the last is duplicate content. So, duplicate content, basically, pagkopya siya ng information from other pages. It will result of both pages to remove online. Since hindi naman madaling itrack kung sino ba yung legit na pages, ang gagawin ng search engine is, i-remove niya na lang yung both pages. Lastly is the black social bookmarking. So, yung black social bookmarking, ito yung paggamit ng mga words that ID irrelevant or prohibited in a legal website or page. So, may mga pages kasi na hindi inaalaw gumamit ng mga words like porn, gambling. So, once ma-reach ng search engine yung page na yon, it can also be removed and penalized. So, that's all po for negative SEO under black hat, the darker side of search. Thank you.
In the pros, you need to choose and think wisely. Kasi nga, kailangan mo dito ng isang external consultancy para matulungan ka sa search marketing mo. To save time and money, pero pagdating sa pag-hiring ng expert, syempre need mong makita yung mga credentials nila, di ba? Like, for you to be able to find the right professional para sa pagmamarket ng website mo. Pero pagdating sa pag-hiring ng expert, syempre need mo makita yung credential nila for you to be able to find the right people in the right job para sa pagmamarket ng website mo. Here are a few things to bear in mind when you engage with an SEO professionals. First, make sure you're dealing with a reputable company that has strong track records to back up its claims. Secondly, ask to see case study and get reference from previous clients. Third, check the company-owned site. Has it been optimized and does it adhere the search engine guidelines? And look and listen for any hint of the black hat techniques listed above. So if there's any doubt about the ethics and the integrity of the company, then you should walk away. So unless once you engage an SEO company, don't just leave the company to it.
The last one of this chapter is universal search. And through universal search, mas maraming opportunities na mag-rank ang isang website. So, what do we mean with universal search? Universal search, ito yung integration of additional media. O ito yung nakikita nating search engine o sa Google na videos, images, maps, minsan pa nga merong books, etc. etc. na nakita natin at the top portion of the search or sa baba na search bar. Yun. Billed by the commentators as one of the most significant and radical developments in the history of the search engine, universal search, also dubbed as the blended search by some, as it integrates search results from other specialized search engines like images, video, local maps, and etc. For users, this development is a huge boon. Instead of having to manage and navigate multiple specialized search tools, users can now enter the search query in one convenient location to find results across multiple platforms. So, dito sa universal search, mas maraming opportunities para sa isang business, isang digital marketer na mahanap or ma-recognize yung website nila or yung business, since pwede silang mag-upload through images or through videos or pwede silang mag-link ng videos from YouTube, something like that. Local maps pwede silang pwede nila ilagay sa local or sa maps yung location kung meron naman silang physical store, and etc. etc. So, mas maraming opportunities para sa isang business. And that's all. Yan. That's a wrap. Thank you for listening. And I hope na marami kayong natutunan sa topic namin. And sana itong topic na to is mag-cut ng interest sa inyo, since this search is really the search for success. So, kapag nalaman o napag-aralan na talaga natin yung pasikot-sikot ng search, malaking tulong to para sa atin as a future marketer. Dahil, yun nga, internet has been so intertwined in our lives. So, people mas into na sa social media or sa internet mismo. So, madali natin silang ma-reach out dahil dito. Yan lang, and thank you so much. Have a good day.